Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. For your key to the week this week, you have the World card, right? Okay, so the World has shown up a fair amount this week, which tells me that there's something big happening on the wider world stage. It also sort of does suggest as well that there's going to be a global push toward something. I haven't got a really clear idea of what that is just yet. Now, for you on a personal level, the World card means in all of these different areas of life, you are about to experience, I wouldn't say it's a breakthrough this week, because you had this, I think, not last week, but the week before. But there is a level up, right? And this process of you really becoming or coming into yourself is just consistent at this moment in time, which I absolutely love. There is just so much level up energy around you. And there's also a really strong sense of community, which I absolutely love again. So in all of these different areas of life, whatever's going on, whether it's good, whether it's bad, it really is about connecting with others or collaborating with others in some way, shape or form. Okay, so before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your actions and options this week, you've got the Five of Cups. Okay, so this week it's very possible that some of you could be releasing a community or letting go of a connection or a tie of some sort. This could be to a place that you live in, maybe the community that you are a part of in terms of your living situation. This could be maybe you're breaking away from a familial situation in some regard. And could also be, as well, because it's the Five of Cups, this could be where you are starting to realize that there has already been a breakdown in the sense of community that you have, and that you are maybe not necessarily ready to recultivate that just yet, whatever that means. Now, in terms of the options that are available to you, this week you do have what looks like an easy out. So in some way, shape or form, you have a chance to kind of step away from or move away from some, what's the word that I'm looking for? Yeah, like you've got a chance to kind of step out of or away from something this week, right? And it's likely to be it could be a friendship tie, it could be a professional tie, but there's something that some group or group association or connection or community that you are a part of, you have a way to release or to let go of this week in some regard. Might not necessarily be easy though. When it comes to your communications and conversations, you have the Five of Wands. So what do we see here straight away? Two fives, right? So two fives is a vigil. And what this tends to show up as is it's like where we put a lot of our focus, where we put a lot of our mental energies will tend to show up here. So the thing that I would say to you in this regard is when it comes to your because like a vigil is like, when people show up in en masse and they've all got candles and stuff and they hold space for something or around something. It can be that, but the way that I've seen this two fives energy show up, it tends to be about where the person that I'm reading for, and in this sense this is sun, moon or ascendant, or maybe as a cross watcher, is wherever you are putting a lot of your focus or a lot of your energy or your attention. And when it comes to your career, you've got this, your communications and conversations is your career, your communications, it's your studies, all of that kind of stuff. The Five of Wands is it's a challenge card, right? It's a conflict card, and this may be that there has been a conflict, there's been a challenge, and you're just like, you know what, I'm done with this. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty or the nasty of it. I'm done with all of that. And so maybe this is what prompts the breakaway from a community. So let's say, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, you might have been really focused on trying to build the social circle. For those, in fact, across the board, right? And this week you come to the realization, wow, okay, I can't be your colleague and your friend. I can't be your boss and your friend. I can't be your, a peer and a friend. At this moment in time, it's like you realize that you have to be. And a part of that may very well be because you are ascending in some way, shape, or form, right? So this is kind of like, let's say, when you and a friend work together and then one of you becomes the supervisor, it can really test a friendship. And I think a lot of you are coming into that realization this week that I can't be both. I have to be one or the other. And unfortunately, you have to do what's right for you at the end of the day. When it comes to those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, it's very possible that you and your colleagues may be seeing the institution or the establishment that you're studying with in a very different light, and you collectively decide to do something about it. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, again, one of you may be ascending this week, or you're realizing very quickly, I can't be friends with my colleagues. Not because, sometimes it's not because somebody's done something wrong. Sometimes it's just because it creates the wrong kind of dynamic for us. And for those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this could be really hard, because it's not even so much that you're firing an employee or letting anybody go. You're just realizing, like with a sharp sort of wake up call, like a reality check, to say like, shit, I can't be your friend and your boss, because it's going to get messy, right? It may already have for some of you. And then for those of you that are retired and no longer working, it's possible that there could be a lot of focus on a grandparent, an elderly person within the family. This will be somebody whose health has not been good for a while, and there could be a lot of conflicting ideas about what the best way to care for this person actually is, and it could cause a lot of shit, I'm sorry to say. All right, I hope I'm wrong on that front. For your love and relations, you've got the King of Wands. So if you are partnered, married, or in long-term commitment, this is actually really nice, because it means that you and your partner are potentially looking at where you can advance, not the relationship, because the relationship looks to be all right, but it's like where you can where you can advance the experience that you're having as a excuse me, sorry, where you're having the advance the experience that you're having as a unit. Now, that being said, this King of Wands can also show up as where we need to demonstrate that we've worked hard on something. All right, and this might be one of those times where your success potentially causes a problem or an issue with a significant other. It's not a guarantee, it's just a possibility for some of you. It could also be that because you have conflicting schedules at the moment, you get into a bit of a battle of wills over whose is more important, when truthfully neither one of you or both of you is more important than the other, right? It's just to say, like, if, and this might be because what you're trying to do is leading to advancement. What your partner is obviously doing has done very well for them, and it's like maybe somewhere in the middle your schedules are breaking things apart. So it's potentially a challenging week, I'm sorry to say. When it comes to those of you that are single and looking to mingle, it's very likely that you could be meeting an older fire sign person, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Because you've got the world card here in the key to the week, it's very likely that there's going to be an age gap between you and this person. But don't let that fool you, right? While this person might be 5, 10, maybe even 15, sometimes more, right, years older than you, it's very likely that this person will be older than you. Whenever there's a world card showing up for relationships, there's an age gap in the relationship, and it's usually plus 5 years, right? So however much older than you this person is, they still got youth, they still got fire in their belly, they still got soul, right? So don't fret about it, because this person is about it, all right? They know how to enjoy themselves. With that said, have at it, right? It looks like you're in a very serious spot at the moment, and this person could bring you a lot of fun, a lot of humor, a lot of laughter, a lot of joy, and that might be the most attractive thing about them at this moment in time. It's only that going to be like over the weeks ahead, you know, that you really start to sort of realize like, oh, actually you're really good looking, or oh, actually, you know, you're super successful in your job. It's like you're not really looking at any of that stuff. What really attracts you to them is that they are helping you feel better. You know, they're helping you laugh and reconnect to the fun and the joy and the pleasure of life, but actually they've got a lot going for them as well. When it comes to, before we get into your money and materials, I just want to say the Lunar Lacuna is open. Remember, you can join when you want, and you know, can unsubscribe or whatever it is when you want as well. We're talking energy work, manifesting with the moon, lots of good stuff in that group. So make sure you get in there. There's links in the description to let you know what it's all about. For your money and materials, you have the Temperance card. So your partner or your significant other, very likely to be a Sagittarius, right? So if you're meeting somebody, I'm definitely getting major Saggy vibes, right? So this could be good for you. Now, the other thing that you need to consider when it comes to your money, this is about harmonizing and spiritualizing your money, and it's also about alchemizing this idea that your money can only come through very hard work, right? This is what's shifting this week. So there's no news particularly on specific money coming in. It's about what you can do to earn that money without running yourself into the ground. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, I wouldn't be surprised if you are speaking to a doctor, a therapist, a nurse, or a counselor of some sort. For those of you that are ready to date and open to it, it's very possible that this person is either a Sagittarius or a doctor or a nurse or a therapist or a counselor in some way. They have whatever they do for work, it's in the healing professions, right? Now, when it comes to those of you that when it comes to your home and environment, the Temperance card is really about creating a much more cohesive energy, and I'm really sorry to say, but it is possible that some of you could be reeling or mourning from a passing this week. If this is the case, it's not somebody that passes this week, it's somebody who's already passed. So this, like, as I'm recording this, the week that I'm recording this in is likely when the passing will have happened, or, you know, sort of recently around that time. But in the week that follows, it's like you're really going through the motions of working out, you know, where you're at in your stage or your journey of grief. I really hope I'm wrong on that front, but I also know that you will be able to heal from this because the Temperance card brings healing. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have as decent a week as you possibly can. Manage it, navigate it, and if you feel like sharing in the comments, please know that you are not alone and this is a safe space. All right, with that said, take care and I'll see you soon.